violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Now to My Future, My Choice, marginalized and underserved youth coming together with police to learn more about each other.
It's a program called Teen Talks right here in Miami-Dade County. It is making a difference in the lives of some of our teens. Level 10's Andrea Martinez here now with how it is changing perceptions of police.
Hey, Eric, JC. Yeah, you know, it's hard to have a good
She called.
image of police when all you've heard growing up is negativity surrounding them, and it's easy to think that
What? Dude, like, she's saying it's hard to have a good image of police when all you see is negativity surrounding. Like, bro, that's because of the media, okay? Because in all actuality, when I was growing up, it wasn't like no negative thing. The police were not a negative thing. There were police officers in our schools. You know, they were cool. Whatever, you would kick it with them. I don't know what she's talking about, but she's obviously hinting at the community, because I know gliders don't grow up like that.
maybe they're out to get you or not on your side. Well, Teen Talks aims to fix that negative perception by bringing teens and cops together to do just that, talk. And what they learn about each other is making all the difference in our communities.
Exactly. So what does the BOLO stand for?
Be on the lookout.
Be on.
Dang, how you that old and you ain't never heard what a bolo is? I mean, golly, and they ain't even try to answer the question. This is the most uninteractive classroom I've ever seen.
Be on the lookout. There you go.
From learning police terminology to having tough conversations,
If you did nothing wrong, don't run, right?
these teens are chatting
That's real. He talking that real to him. He said, if you did nothing wrong, don't run. Don't resist. Don't fight back. You know, you would be surprised how just giving the police officer good energy can get you out of situations, man. There's been times where I have been in the wrong, pulled over, 100% in the wrong. They let me go, man, because I kept my cool and I spoke to them respectfully and assured them that I wouldn't make the same mistake. That's real talk. It's real talk.
firsthand with officers in their communities, learning more about their jobs.
One police officer will call everybody up, call all the other police officers, and they'll tell them, oh, this person has on a black hoodie.
And how to interact with them. It's called Teen Talks, a program that
She's talking about some black hoodie. Look, they barely giving descriptions nowadays, so good luck.
partners with the Miami-Dade and City of Miami police departments to help bridge the divide between cops and marginalized youth in our community.
All we're trying to do is open up a little bit of the communication, break down the barriers, and just even for a little bit, look through each other's lens and get an understanding of one another.
Chief,
They trying to get some informants. I mean, they need them. Them kids know what's going on in these streets.
Manuel Morales with Miami PD says Teen Talks has its biggest impact on the top 5 most violent areas in the city.
Model City, Little Haiti, Alapata, Overtown, and Little Havana, where 85% of all the violent crime in the city of Miami occurs in that area. So if we're able to go in those neighborhoods and reach those kids before they get involved in the gun violence game, we stand a better chance of not only saving them, but making their neighborhoods and their community safer.
The youth range from ages 13 all the way to 21.
The earlier the better. You know, anytime that we can engage our community of youth at a point, you know, young in their lives where they can immediately realize that law enforcement is there to help them.
It's done through a full day of conversation, interaction, and a little scenario-based role play.
Everybody with a hoodie. If you got a hoodie on, stand up. You may get stopped by a police officer. In your mind, you may think, okay, they only stopping me because I'm black or
This is this joint is such BS. They had everybody with a hoodie standing. I'm dead. I mean, whatever they got to do to convince them, but when you look at the reality, the police officers are definitely saving a lot more lives. And honestly, they're barely taking lives unjustifiably. No cap.
Hispanic, why are they stopping me? Well, the police officers may have gotten a call, the BOLO. That BOLO may say that someone with a black hoodie on, doesn't say what race they are.
Or Pooh Shiesty mask, and you heard what he said, they not even saying a race. He might have a Pooh Shiesty mask on.
Has done some sort of violent crime. They either killed somebody or they shot someone. So how do you think those police officers are going to approach you when they see you with your black hoodie on?
Reuben Roberts created Teen Talks about 12 years ago with a mission to help youth gain trust in police and help police understand troubled youth.
If I'm in a neighborhood and all I hear, when it comes to police are, people being arrested or people being threatened, or if that's my perception of what policing is, then of course I'm going to have a negative view of the police.
It helped me feel like they just here to protect us and to do good in the community and keep us safe.
It's also an opportunity for the officers to learn about the very communities they patrol.
It gives us an opportunity also to hear their story and some of the information or some of the experiences that they've had with police officers, and us be able to either give them some type of reasoning as to why the officer may have reacted a certain.
And a lot of that be capped too. A lot of the times they be lying in these damn stories. They be saying, oh, he did this for no reason and he did this and he was... Nah. You was acting a fool. You was talking back. You was talking crazy to him. You was giving them that F the police energy. The defund the police energy is what we should call it from now on. And it backfired.
Certain way, or even for to say sorry. To say, that was an unfortunate situation or an unfortunate experience with what you had with that officer.
Inspiring change for a better future, safer communities, and a brighter tomorrow. Such a good and important program there. And, Teen Talks also takes kids to places like Dave & Buster's. They go to nice restaurants to change up their settings. They've even gotten tours of police departments before. So JC, Eric, a really cool program there. And it's really backed by law enforcement because it really does make a difference in the lives of these kids.
In just one station, a South Florida woman doing some doorbell damage, repeatedly smashing a doorbell camera with an umbrella.
Wow, so you got this woman trying to bust the doorbell camera. Like, she trying to set up a slow robbery or something. Break the doorbell camera one night, then come back and tell the homeboys hit a lick.
That Vandal caught on video, and the homeowner says it is not the first time.
Now he's sharing his frustration about the entire situation exclusively with 7's Jessica Holly.
Crime caught on camera. On a camera, a woman repeatedly stabbing at a ring cam with the tip of her umbrella. The homeowner, William Garcia, is baffled.
Some crazy person going at a camera for no reason whatsoever. It's like bizarre.
It happened around 10:30 Tuesday night in the Biscayne Point neighborhood in Miami Beach on
and she walking her dog.
Cleveland Road. The video shows a woman walking her dog, then heading straight for the front door and attacking the camera.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Garcia wanted to let his neighbors know what happened, so late Tuesday he posted the video on the Neighbors app with the caption, "Lady with umbrella attacks my camera."
Yeah, it's very strange.
Some neighbors saw the video online, others seeing it with us.
And this is the thing, like they'll break the camera or try to break the camera, and then she gonna call her homeboys to hit a lick the next day or a couple days later. because they don't think that people have the ability to get it fixed over and over again, or just the time in general. Like, so it's a long game type thing. It's a slow game to hit a lick. So hey, if y'all out here, man, be careful.
For the first time.
It's very bad.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why anybody would do that. I can't imagine. Doesn't make sense.
It's crazy. I don't know what's happened because it's a camera.
A camera that still works but has clearly taken a beating more than once.
It's happened several times already, and sometimes I've seen her throwing the bag of poop from the dog into my yard.
Wow. She just a hater.
He plans to take the video to his homeowners association.
This is not only
what's that gonna do? The HOA ain't finna do nothing.
Trespassing and throwing garbage, into my yard. She's now attacking a camera. What's next?
Next may be a trip to the Miami PD to file a police report.
Boy, she does.
Oh, he should have been done that.
Again, I will.
Reporting in Miami Beach, Jessica Hawley, 7 News.
Under the cover of night, 2 men stalk the side of this Miami home. One in a red hoodie holds a black box blinking green.
What the heck? It's like a Call of Duty walkie-talkie or something.
That in a matter of moments steals the signal from a key fob inside, allowing his accomplice to use a second device. He pops open the door.
Oh, wow. That's like a key fob transmitter. Yo, that's crazy.
Of this SUV, and the pair drives away with another man's car.
Once they unlocked my car, the one gentleman came in. Apparently he disconnected something, and then they started my car and drove right off with it.
This type of crime has been going on for years.
Brazen criminals caught on camera.
In 2016, NBC News reported on a string of similar car thefts crisscrossing the country from Seattle and California to New York.
That's super sophisticated. I'm not gonna lie. That's next level.
Now, though, a crescendo of stolen vehicles traced to this mystery device. Defined by AWS Insurance as a 2-part system, which works by capturing the code being transmitted from the keyless fob remote to the car and sends it to a side relay box. The device can then start the vehicle if there's a push-button start. It might look something like this, with one thief standing by the house and intercepting the signal from the key fob, which can be up to 30 feet away, then passing it off to thief number 2 and his side device, which tells the car it has an authentic signal. All of this in under 60 seconds. How are people getting their hands on this technology?
So in order to conduct these relay attacks, you need a piece of technology that's very readily available. You could buy it online. You could buy it on Amazon. They have legitimate purposes other than stealing cars.
The technique can be deployed at shopping malls by following a person with a key or from right outside your home, showcasing how vulnerable we are to this high-tech attack.
We're certainly seeing an increase across the entire nation of criminals figuring out how to exploit keyless fobs in order to steal cars.
All right, Sam Brock joins us now live from Miami. So, Sam, what's the advice law enforcement has to stop these thefts from happening? I mean, what should you do with your key?
It's a lot simpler, Tom, than you might think. For about $6 at Home Depot, you can buy something like this, a black box. They sell pouches as well, $6 to $12. You stick the fob inside here. It blocks the signal that the fob emits. Experts, Tom, even say you can use tin cans. That would also disrupt that signal.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have this tape. I forgot what it's called, but you can like, put it in one of those boxes or put the key fob in like a drawer. You could line the drawer with like that refractive tape and it'll interrupt the signal. There's a lot of different things that you can do with it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you could put it in like a metal safe. But, I mean, it's just crazy that you got to go through all that to protect your car from getting stolen.
Key is, do not leave your key, no pun intended, at the front of the house, right by where the car is, because then it's in closer proximity. That would raise the risk of you being susceptible to something like this. And it's also notable, Tom, that some car companies like Audi, BMW, and Mercedes have already tweaked the formula a little bit so that their fobs stop emitting signals when the fob isn't moving. Tech experts say all car manufacturers should be doing just that.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J.
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
A 14-year-old rape suspect facing a judge. The teenager requesting to be released, but the judge had the final say. 7's Brandon Beyer is live in Hollywood, where police say the attack took place. Brandon.
Yeah, Lynn, not going anywhere anytime soon. The judge, the defense attorney, asked that he be placed on house arrest. Judge said nope, staying in custody. 14-year-old Terry Smith back in court Thursday morning.
I see the child right now.
He might be a child, but he's facing felony charges, 4 counts of sexual assault and kidnapping. Police say he attacked a woman in Hollywood last Friday on South Park Road as she made her way to work.
And at 4 o'clock in the morning, she was violently sexually assaulted and battered.
Smith is being held in the juvenile detention center while prosecutors decide whether or not to charge him as an adult.
Wow. That's a 14-year-old. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, they getting bold with it too. I mean, just hanging out till 4 a.m. Like, where are your parents? Sisters, come get your kids.
His family does not qualify for a public defender, so the one they hired officially appointed Thursday.
He's indicated to me that he's not guilty, that he did not do this, and we're going to get our day in court.
That day in court could be more complicated, as police believe there may be other victims.
So I was the first one that came forward.
This woman says she was attacked in late May and reported it to police before last Friday's attack.
I turned around and I looked. This man grabbed me from behind, like in a chokehold, and I managed to elbow him and kick him and scream as loud as I can, and he obviously got scared and he ran away.
After the second attack, police released this picture. 14-year-old Smith arrested just days later. The gravity of the situation affecting his father.
My son is 14 years old, and, the local news is just, showing his picture and just,
Bruh, how is your son 14? Dang, so I mean, I don't know where his mom at, but it's looking like Pops is a single dad and his kid is just out in the street at 4 a.m. Like, bro, where was your son at? Where was he at? 4 a.m. that night. Let us know. And why were you not making sure that his behind was in the bed?
Is there anything that can be done about that?
Allegations, and police worry there could be other victims. We're live in Hollywood. Brandon Beyer, 7.
Now to a safety alert and disturbing new details about the 14-year-old boy arrested for allegedly raping a woman in Hollywood. Investigators now believe he's linked to other violent attacks. Local 10's Roy Ramos spoke with one of the alleged victims who got away. Roy.
Calvin, the woman I spoke with, said she was just returning home to her apartment when she feels a man approach her from behind, grab her by the neck. Now, fortunately, she's able to kick and scream and get away, but it's days later she sees who she believes is the same man who was arrested for allegedly raping a woman.
Never in my wildest dreams would I ever thought that a boy would have that in them.
Neighbors living in the Envy apartment complex in Hollywood on edge and frightened after learning one of their neighbors, 14-year-old Terry Berger Smith, was arrested after being accused of raping a woman Friday.
The state is going to review it to see if he's appropriate in the adult system.
After appearing before a Broward County judge, we learned it was 4 a.m. June 10th when the victim, a woman, was walking to work near the 300 block of South Park Road. That's when Hollywood police said she was attacked and sexually assaulted.
Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
I went to the home of Berger Smith to speak with his father and ask about the charges his son is facing. 4 counts of sexual battery with great force and 1 count of kidnapping.
So it looks like it's just the father raising him. So these single dads is dropping the ball too. Brothers, come get your kids.
While no one came to the door, even more alarming, we've now learned detectives are reviewing another case from May 27th where another woman was attacked.
He immediately grabbed me by my neck, like in a chokehold. And when I realized that this was a real attempt to either rape me or harm me, I immediately screamed. I elbowed him, I kicked him.
Fortunately, she said she was able to make it inside of her apartment and call police. While the suspect got away then, it's days later she believes the same person returned, more aggressive and unfortunately, more violently determined.
When I saw you guys post the video on Channel 10 News, he was wearing the same clothing. It was the same color hoodie, it was the same body build, it was the same height.
And that suspect, 6'1", 240 pounds.
Damn.
Hollywood police are now
That dude is a monster. 6'1", 240. That's an NFL linebacker.
investigating that woman's case to see if he will face more charges. For now, here in the city of Hollywood, Roy.
And that's at 14. God dang. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Ramos, Local 10 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.